Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast where we help you improve your English. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jake.
Whether you're driving, cooking, or just relaxing, we're here to keep you company.
That's right. Just pop in your headphones and listen daily. Trust me, the more you listen, the better your English will get. Learning English is all about consistency, and consistency means doing something regularly over time.
Today, we're diving into a really important topic, work and life balance. It's something we all need, but it's not always easy to achieve.
So true, especially when work just never seems to end. We'll talk about what work-life balance means, why it's hard, and some tips to make it easier.
All right, let's start by talking about what work-life balance actually means. So, Jake, how would you describe it?
I'd say work-life balance is finding a way to manage your time so you're not just working all day. You're also making space for family, friends, and hobbies.
Exactly, you're striking a balance, which means finding that middle ground between work and personal life. Here's a phrase to learn, striking a balance. It's often used when you're trying to keep things equal or fair. So if you're spending too much time at work, you might need to strike a balance by spending more time with family.
Right. And here's another useful expression, finding a middle ground. It means making a compromise or finding a solution that works for both sides.
Great point. Let's ask our listeners here. Let's take a moment to think about your own work-life balance. On a scale of 1 to 10, how balanced do you feel right now? 1, being extremely out of balance. 10, being extremely balanced and satisfied. How about you, Jake?
At this point in my life, I think I'm quite happy with my work-life balance. There was a time when I struggled because I didn't have enough time to do anything after work. So, I decided to proactively change my lifestyle, and now things are getting better.
That's good to hear. Later in this podcast, we'll talk more about how to achieve a better work-life balance in detail.
Great. If you feel out of balance, you're not alone. Achieving a harmonious balance or a peaceful balance between work and life can be challenging, but it's worth it as it leads to better mental and physical health.
You're right. Let's talk about some of the common challenges people face. One big issue is professional burnout. Burnout means feeling very tired and stressed because of too much work without enough rest. I guess you have experienced burnout?
Yes, burnout is something that happens to a lot of people. It's when you're so tired from work that you feel you can't keep going. Taking breaks can help avoid burnout.
Here's another phrase, blurring boundaries. This means the lines between work and personal life aren't clear. For example, when you check work emails late at night, you're blurring the boundaries between work and home.
Exactly. And if you feel like there's never enough time, that's called time constraints. Time constraints refer to limits on how much time you have to do things. It's common to say things like, I'm working under time constraints, meaning you're rushed or short on time.
Here's a fun scenario for you to think about. Imagine you have a big project due tomorrow, but a friend invites you out for the evening. What would you do? Go out or stay and work?
It's a tricky choice, right? This is exactly what we mean by finding a balance. You sometimes have to make tough choices to maintain that balance.
All right, let's go over some practical tips to achieve work-life balance. Tip number 1, set clear boundaries. This means deciding when work stops and personal time begins. For example, you might decide to stop checking work emails after 6 p.m.
Yes, here's a phrase to learn. Setting clear boundaries. It's about defining what is work time and what is personal time. When you set a boundary, you're creating a rule for yourself, like no work after a certain time.
Right. Tip number 2 is to prioritize your tasks effectively. This means focusing on what's most important. You can say, I prioritize my work, meaning you choose the important things first. Here's a mini challenge. This week, try taking a 5-minute break every hour. Just stretch or walk around a bit. It can help you recharge. To recharge means to refresh your energy, like recharging a battery.
Last tip, schedule downtime. Downtime means a time when you're not working. If you plan this in advance, you can enjoy it without feeling guilty. A good phrase to remember here is, A well-rested mind is more productive.
Good to know. Today we talked about what work-life balance is, why it's hard, and some useful phrases to remember. Even small steps can help you feel more balanced.
Yes, try out some of these tips and let us know if they help. And remember, practicing these English phrases will make them easier to use. Keep practicing and keep working toward that balance.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and see you next time.